Now, let's talk about our topic of the show. We still got some time left in the show to talk about this. And this is a very interesting one. I thought it was going to be the Halo Infinite demo, but it's not.
Right?
So, the most interesting thing happened this week for all of the crusty old people that remember the channel G4. It had like X-Play is the big one everybody remembers with Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb, but like Attack of the Show with Kevin Pereira and Olivia Munn, all those guys, like all these cool gaming talk shows and whatnot that ran on. I think at one point it was its own channel, then it ended up getting like acquired by Spike TV or whoever owned them, and then they had a little bit, but they've been gone for a while. Oh, Tide Pod. Oh boy. I'm glad you joined us here for this show.
Tide Pod, I'm about to give you the best news you've heard.
So apparently, I'm actually gonna I have the video up here.
I say, show this video. This is genuinely cool.
The G4 channel came out. I'm not gonna play the audio. They came out and posted this video on the Twitter accounts of basically anything related to G4TV. Rurutu's right. Tech TV, Leo Laporte, the Tech News Show, that was good. Leo Laporte was dope. But this
Does anyone
video,
else remember shows like Arena? Or Arena, there was Cheat. There was... Cheat was... It was really a show about cheat codes. Like...
That's actually pretty dope. I don't know how that would fare nowadays with the internet. But
it didn't last long for several reasons.
But this video came up. They G4TV and all their affiliate Twitter handles tweeted this video out, which clearly shows it basically with the tagline, "We never stopped playing." And
here it is. Here's the reveal. They're back.
They're back. 2021. It looks like they're coming back in full force here, and so we just got somebody in chat super excited. And so now, with this being said, the topic of the show is G4. It's been 5 years since G4 shut down. For people who don't know, their last transmission was the end December 31st, 2014. So it's been about a little over 5 years now. With the imminent return of G4 TV, Nick, let's talk. What do we want from G4 in specifically in 2020? Because 5 years might not seem like a lot, but a lot of stuff has changed since then. And then maybe even a more insightful question, do we even need G4 anymore? With stuff like Twitch and how prevalent social media has become, with the access we've gotten to developers and stuff, and all these other podcasts and video streams that talk about games and things of that nature.
Things like this very show right up here. Like,
do we need G4 anymore? So those are the questions we want to try and answer here. But Nick, get us started here. What do you think about G4 coming back, and what do you want from it?
So the kid in me is so excited for this. Like, G4 was the reason I knew about E3. Like, they were the ones that showed all the conferences. That was how I kept up with games for a long time. I knew about the PlayStation stuff, not because I had one, but because, for 30 minutes a day, Morgan Webb and Adam Sessler would bring me into their world for a little bit and go, man, check out this game called Mag. Remember Mag? Exactly.
Oh God. No.
That's the 256 multiplayer game.
No, I do not.
Mag stood for Massive Action Game.
Oh my God, I remember that game.
Or games like Haze, the Halo killer, as it was always
I remember Haze, though.
I hope no one remembers Haze, because Haze was not good. Like,
okay, Tide Pod Jesus in chat says, and Stig both remember Mag.
Yep.
So we got some fans out
see,
there.
thank you. So I'm not the only person who was like, as an Xbox guy, I was like, 256 people? How does game do thing? Like, that said, once I came down from the high of G4, literally, I was out at a park. I was hiking with my girlfriend, and I get a text from my good friend Joe, and he goes, "Dude, G4 is back," and I'm like, like, look, I have terrible ideas all the time, and I always made a joke about bringing back G4. And now the adult in me, after coming down from that high, we don't need G4 back. I love that they're going to try, and I want to see what they do. Because, again, the best case scenario, I'm proven wrong, and G4 is awesome. You know? Like, I think with the prevalence of things like Twitch, with YouTube, with podcasts like these, like, you know, we don't need that anymore. We don't need a show. I don't need to tune in at 5:30 to watch them review Ghost of Tsushima. I can go and watch you stream it, or I can watch IGN give a review for it, or I can listen to Polygon explain the themes of it, you know? And also, like, G4 really, really went downhill towards the last few years. I mean, you know, when it wasn't new shows, it was reruns of Cops and Cheaters, you know?
Oh my God, Cheaters.
Yeah. It was Cops, it was Cheaters. Towards the end, it was Quantum Leap. They were showing the original Ninja Warrior for a long time. Like, and that's cool. Funny. I just wonder what they're gonna, you know, what is their pitch for it? I know this time coming back in, it's Comcast is bringing them back. I was reading.
Oh, really?
So Comcast is actually bringing it back because it's I believe it was NBC who originally had it. So it's under, you know, new management.
Clearly.
I wonder how do you pitch this, right? Like, they're in a very awkward situation. Do you pitch it to the old timers like us who are like, bring back Adam Sessler or Morgan Webb? Because, like, Adam Sessler's doing his own thing, man. He has a consulting firm that he works for.
Oh yeah, Adam Sessler's is still doing right.
I love hearing him show up in other podcasts. You know, Morgan Webb's doing her own thing. Like, do you completely go, hey, we're bringing back all the old staff? Because those people have moved on to other things. Or do you bring in new people and go, hey, here's G4. But for us, we're like, ew, that's not our G4. I'm going to go watch this guy on Twitch stream the game.
Yeah, Rutu in chat said they pitched it to TV execs that thinks they can be the next Mixer. Well, maybe not talk about Mixer just yet. Let's give that a little bit of time for separate from that story, but
let's let those folks find some homes first, you know.
But I know like Adam Sessler, Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn have all moved up to do a lot of crazy stuff.
All the people on Tech of the Show, Blair Herder.
I don't know what Leo Laporte is doing though. I'll have to check in on him.
I'm actually looking that up now. I'm like, what happened to the Attack of the Show people?
I know everybody knows about Olivia Munn. They know she went on to do movie stuff, but Kevin Pereira, I have no idea.
Kevin Rose, Candace Bailey, Sarah Jean Underwood, like.
Okay,
I wonder.
Barutu in chat says Leo is on Twitch doing tech sports. Okay, didn't know
there you
that.
go.
But no, I don't. Like, what would I want from... I really... Number one, I think that if you're going to bring G4 back, I don't actually think... maybe you can make it a TV channel. There aren't really gaming-focused TV channels there, but here's my thing, like what I talked about. 2014 is not 2020. We're at the point now to where, like, nobody watches TV with a cable package anymore. They're on Hulu or Netflix or Amazon Prime or something like that, and they're watching videos and streams that way. And so, like, embracing that, I think number one has got to be embracing that that internet connectedness. I would more so like maybe in a weird way, like a Twitch, something with Twitch or YouTube, or having their own channel. I can see them having their own channel, like on Apple TVs or Roku devices.
Yeah, I think the play for them is to go, hey, like, keep the name G4, because G4 still brings back, you know, the feelings. Like, you think about all this stuff when you hear G4. I think you go, hey, we're G4, the Twitch channel. Like, you know, we'll still put out a few shows.
There's definitely be a lot more and a lot easier interactiveness with people if it's something. And I've always thought this would just be a cool idea that if you're, instead of having a channel, you just go like, hey, we're on Twitch. Here's our schedule. Here's what our program schedule is like. You can watch it on Twitch and then have it archived. So if you miss an episode, guess what? You can go back and check it.
You can still see that show.
I still think that can work, and I would love seeing that. Now, the other question is going to be like, who they get to be a part of that, and also like how
Mm-hmm.
that works in an era where it's very easy for people like the Rocket Punch cast, like other gaming talk shows, gaming podcasts, and whatnot have to stream this online or put up a YouTube video about it. And people have kind of found their groups and their people that they want to listen and talk to. And, you know, I don't think it'll matter to have another voice in there, but it could be a very big voice in the industry. Could it be akin to IGN's and GameSpot's, where now they have to pay attention to what G4 is doing because they're starting, especially during like big events like E3 or Gamescom, where they're starting to take away airtime from those companies because now they're doing the same thing they're doing, and people remember G4 so fondly.
I think an important thing to remember too when you mention things like IGN is that IGN did something similar to that when Disney XD relaunched itself. They do a thing where it was like after 8 p.m. it became Disney XP, and IGN had a show on there. Like they had a daily show called IGN Now.
I remember
where they would
that.
And it was, you know, we've seen people try to do this recently. This isn't like super new, and we saw what happened. Like it kind of fizzled out really quick. It's a cool idea, but people aren't. You're not going to get me to watch it on there. I'm going to watch it on my phone. You know, I'm going to watch it on this computer or my iPad. I'm not going to flip through. I'm not going to watch a commercial for Cialis and know about the next episode of DuckTales. I just want to see. I want to hear that the game is good or not. You know.
Yeah, it's just like it. That stuff can still succeed. I think like personality is going to be a big one, and honestly, I think that they're. You know, depending on how you feel about poaching talent, but like there are a lot, especially if Comcast is backing them, there are a lot of these creator types that were part of the video game industry. Your Greg Millers, your Lana Pierces, your Andy McNamara's.
A lot of these people are fully independent now.
Yeah, that like if G4 comes a knocking and says, "Hey, we want you to be a part of the G4 network. Here, we're going to give you this money that we got from Comcast to help be a part of of restarting G4." I think they can very much do that. But again, that being said, I would also love to see, and if this hits a touchy subject with some people, unfortunately, it doesn't matter because this is one of my things about running the show now is like I would love to see more diversity and some of the people they pick, like I was
literally about to mention, like you need to get someone like you need to get the names right. You need to get people like Greg Miller, like get Kind of Funny on there. Like they are a independent company. Get people like Alana Pierce. Get names that we know.
They're all those people are under Rooster Teeth.
Oh, I forgot they're under Rooster Teeth now.
So
never mind.
That might be a little hard for them to do, but like even just get some names, but also get some people. This could be a great opening shot for new people in the industry and new faces.
Yeah.
I feel like the gaming, kind of as we've grown and people have kind of broken off of the main companies like IGN and GameSpot and kind of gone independent.
Yeah.
Like we have there aren't these like big names in gaming, those faces that we instantly recognize now. And I would just love to see new faces from like minorities and
yes, I was literally about to say get my man, get Khalif Adams from Spawn on Me.
Oh
get
man,
him like I love that dude. That show is genuinely just I think one of the low key best secrets of podcast right now. Like
yes,
they are just 100%. Phenomenal. Get them. Get like Austin Walker from Waypoint. You know,
there you go.
Get people who don't look or sound like me and don't think like me.
I know that has just been something that I've seen in the industry, and I would love to see more diversity pop up there. Rutu says Mika Burton. Mika Burton's awesome. I love checking her out on Overwatch League when she's on there.
Yeah. Get someone like Laura Kate Dale. You know, like she is a really amazing journalist. You know.
Rutu says they need a Jeff Keighley to run things. I was gonna say I don't know if they can afford Jeff Keighley anymore. Although
I was gonna say Jeff Keighley's got some money, man. Like
he's doing his own thing too, and I know he has to work really hard on his own and kind of partner with people. I could see a world where Jeff is like, you know what, this could be a stable money for me while I'm working on my big projects like the Game Awards. And even better.
Put the Game Awards on there.
Yes, like they could partner with Jeff. It's like, Jeff, G4's back. Let's get the Game Awards back under this umbrella and get this rolling.
Yeah, exactly.
And that would be a big windfall for him. Oh, that would be awesome. But no, I think like, yeah, I think there was a comment I read from somebody on Twitter too. Is like, and thinking about it, it kind of was that like if you think back to the X Plays and like the shows in G4 before, gaming culture was at a very different point back then than what it is now. Yeah. And so I think a lot of the jokes and the methods and stuff that G4 did before wouldn't work now. So definitely have to change that up. Definitely got to change that up. Which I think I think that'll be an easy one. I think people are very aware of that. But no, I don't. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just, do we even need G4 anymore? I want it. If it doesn't come back, right. I wouldn't be the end of the world. Like, I think we were doing fine before this week when it got announced.
Right.
But it's, I think it could come back if it just has to learn from the last couple of years. And I think the big thing it has to do is its execution. Like, if it comes back and says, hey, we're going to be on Comcast packages now. We're on channel 85. Come check us out. Like, go ahead and just get ready to close up shop.
Cool. I don't have cable, you know.
I think G4 definitely has to, that's what we talked about Twitch and YouTube and stuff like that. They have to know where gamers are watching the content now. And your Comcast television package is not the place where gamers are watching content now. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitch. The short form media is the big thing. And, like, that's got to be something that whoever's running the ship has to be paying attention to if they want it to succeed.
You know, your Comcast package is so that I can watch NFL games that are out of my market because there's no way for me to stream it otherwise. NFL, what are you doing? Come on. Like, let me watch my Bears games, please.
That's why I get not ESPN Plus. I get like PS Plus or Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus is great for sports.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I that was another thing I found was like, good, I can keep up with my sports at least. But like, I mean, another thing to think about in the same vein, this is a cool connecting point, is that like we're experiencing the same thing with E3, right? A game company doesn't need E3 to make their announcement. All they have to do is say, here's a tweet, here's a video, it's out next week.
Yep.
You don't need to go, hey, let's send it to the X-Play guys and they're going to show it off. That's cool. That's awesome. But like, they don't need to.
Like honestly, from what I've seen from this summer, the big thing about E3 that I liked, that I think would come, hopefully we'll see next year how everything rolls out, is that E3 was a unifying point. You could go to E3 and everything was there. I didn't have to go to IGN or GameSpot or the Summer Game Fest that Jeff Keighley's doing. And I was hoping that the Summer Game Fest would be more unifying, but I feel like it really hasn't. It's just been like this kind of, oh, here's a tweet. Like, it's coming up soon. Make sure you go to this channel. But like E3 was that one presence where you could find, like, if you needed to know what games were announced at the Xbox conference at E3, you just go to E3.com. Boom, it takes you right there. It has the videos, everything you needed to watch and check out all the latest gaming news. And I think that is something that we are missing because of that. I would probably say that's the big negative there.
Yeah. I agree. I miss a lot of that stuff too. But I think honestly getting people's attention for something like that anymore, like it's significantly harder because at this point now I can just go to Twitter and see, you know, everyone tweeting about it. Whereas, you know, when E3 was happening, when things like, you know, G4 were happening, I couldn't just search and go Halo, you know, Infinite. Like, I had to wait for the replay on G4 later that night to see it. Now I can just pull it up on my phone. They post it right after or during. So I think just getting people together like that is significantly harder because, man, I miss E3. I miss having E3 parties like I used to have. I used to have friends come over and stay for days on end just to sit around and shout at the Xbox conference or cry during the PlayStation conference, you know, or question what is happening on the Nintendo one, you know.
Oh, you know, I'm with you on that one, man. It's always good to watch that with a lot of people, and so like it you know, we talk about E3 being a big one, but yeah, no, it's got to be like G4's got to know where they're going. I think that having just a standard basic cable television channel package is not going to work. I really think the best course of action to be like G4 on Twitch or G4 on YouTube, and like here's the channel, you can come here to check out all of our shows throughout the week. And like honestly, it would be you could still do it live. It could still be a television production. You're just beaming it to the internet, which apparently in 2020 is a hell of a lot easier than doing it over a cable channel package. So
yeah, I'm busy on ESPN watching 2K League now because you know.
No,
I can't get my NBA games now.
If there was one show, like G4's coming back, if there's one show that you have to have, what would you want to come back? Like they got to bring it back.
I'd say if they're bringing it back, if this is me, money's not an issue. I don't care about the viewership, man. X-Play's coming back.
X-Play,
100%. Like X-Play was awesome, but I think realistically, if you bring it back, I think Attack of the Show was a really solid thing. Like I think shows like that are so incredibly popular. Shows like this, you know, literally things like this, where we're here talking about the cool thing that Xbox did. They can easily still do that.
I think I would agree. I love X-Play. All the skits and crap they did and the video game reviews, like that was one of my points of like watching that stuff. But
all their skits were so funny.
If you don't know, if you've never watched the skits, watch the X-Play skit, the Emperor Palpatine.
Yes.
Skit. Just go watch that. It's gold. I love it so much.
Go watch even in later years. They still had some good ones. Watch like when Morgan Webb left, or when the Clayton Carmine buys insurance. You know, like
oh my god, yeah. Go any of those. Just go watch any of the skits there. But
skits were the best.
I would say 100% Attack of the Show. I think that if Attack of the Show could be a great chance, and I think that's something that as we've in 2020. Jessica Chobot licks a penis.
I mean, look, she is doing so many other things at this point, though. Like, you don't get a Jessica Chobot at this point, I don't think.
I don't think so either. But
no.
Attack of the Show could be a great show to not only talk about, like, have maybe a known brand, even if it was a couple of years ago, another known brand talking about the gaming news, but also having a show where they could get developers. Like, you think about like how it was back when we were young and the game developers and stuff now. And now that we have the indie scene that's blown up, a lot more AAA publishers, so many more games than we ever got years before. Yeah. And like have these developers all coming on the show talking about their latest games and whatnot. I think that like those developer insights are something that a lot of people are looking at now and looking forward to.
Exactly.
And Attack of the Show, I think, would be a great show to implement that and like get people on the show and talk about their games.
It could also be a great space for indies to come out, right? Like I could easily see a situation where you go, hey, here's this game called Bug Snacks. Here's the girl who wrote that awesome theme song for Bug Snacks, which is, by the way, is on Spotify.
I know.
Listen to it. That song slaps.
Oh my god.
Great.
It's wonderful.
Oh,
it's wonderful.
That Bug Snacks theme, I've had that on repeat all weekend. It's not even right.
Bug Snacks. Okay, I can't get it.
Right?
Can't do it.
Right?
Can't do it. But no, I mean, any of your thoughts you've got on G4 coming back?
Again, I guess like key thing to remember with this is that this is next year, so they have a lot of time. They're definitely not just listening to us; they're listening to a lot of people. So let's hope for the best, but don't put all your money on it. I would say
at the pace 2020 is going, 2021 is a long time away. It feels like it. So
I was about to say, you know what you could do with that same money? You could become a Patreon for this here show. Like
there you go. Hey, there you go. Get some cool bonus stuff.
Seriously, get some cool stuff, folks.
But that's it. That being said, that'll wrap up episode 15 of the Rocket Punch Show. Remember, if you're joining us in Twitch, if you are a subscriber, you're subscribed here on Twitch, our Twitch channel, then don't go anywhere. We're going to have our post show in just a little bit here. Nick and I get to BS around here after the show, and you guys can come ask questions. Some more questions.
This top button gets unbuttoned. We're about to get really interesting. So.
If you want to find out about that, you have to come in for the post show. But if not, that is totally fine as well, guys. Thank you so much for listening in. One more time for the people listening in, Nick, where can people find your streams and all your content, man?
I mean, just like it says in the bottom left of the screen, guys, NikUncut. I'm on Twitch here. I am trying to stream as much as I can, streaming interesting content. I'm also on Twitter doing the same deal. So if you want to support me, that's the way you do it. If you don't have the money to do it, things like anything from signal boosting, use money for things like that to support shows like this, like support small creators is a big thing I like to hammer on about.
Yes,
besides that, I am so incredibly happy to be on the show. I remember leaving the first Twitch meetup we had thinking, I gotta talk to those guys from Rocket Punch again, man. Like, I still have a sticker somewhere over here, I think. So
I have a bag of stickers under my desk right now. So if you lose it, guess what? I
might pick you up on that. We'll see.
I've got regular stickers. I've got like Rocket Punch show stickers that are glossy. I mean, there's a bunch more in here. So I got magnets. Yeah. How do they work? You know. So
don't ask a scientist; they'll just lie to you. So.
But other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining us here for episode 15 of the Rocket Punch Show. We thank you for your continued support. Good night and good game. See you next time.